as it is to say. And they were the old paratrooper style. So
Oh, I love those. It's easy
yeah.
to zip on, zip off.
hmm So, I mean, you kind of got cheated. I don't know the quality of them. They may be uh, damn near indestructible, but
They're pretty indestructible. I mean, they're not steel toe, they're hard leather, but it works. Because I heard, long
mm,
story short, getting shot in the foot with a steel toe is a bad idea.
generally speaking, that's in fact why I don't really favor them. They might protect your toes if you bump into something, but if you're bumping into something with enough force that it doesn't dent and or destroy your steel toe, you're probably fine in the first place.
Yeah, that's the reason why I like hard leather. It works pretty good, and in the off case some moron starts, firing shots, and I get shot in the foot, I don't lose a $200 boot.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
That and you don't have steel shrapnel going into your walking devices strapped onto the end of your legs.
Oh, yeah, that would just hurt like hell.
Hurt like hell, and it would essentially have the same effect as a hollow point, but hopefully less traumatic.
Ooh, yeah, those are deadly.
Yeah, a little bit. So, well, at least you'd be able to get them out, hopefully.
Tweezers.
Yeah. And, they'd show up on metal detectors and that sort of thing.
Oh, God. That's why I hate having to take a plane anywhere, man. That's the one thing I really hope with this damn presidency that goes out the window, because it deters nothing. Absolutely nothing.
If you can even get on a plane without getting thrown out these days, apparently.
Oh, I know, right? That I thought was funny. The guy's just like, he's like just having a general complaint and stuff, and they drag him out and beat him, and that's like lovely. We've got metal detectors, we've got those gas things that give you cancer that make sure you don't have explosives. Then you get fondled by the TSA. And then finally, after that, they have some type of Orwellian eye scanner thing to make sure you're not a terrorist because the 4 other things you went through didn't do it well enough.
Eye scanners?
Literally, that's supposed to be the new thing going around, I heard.
Are you shitting me?
No, I'm not. The last thing I heard is in a couple of states, what TSA wants is they literally want a retinal scanner to make sure that your passport and all your other information is correct, because RFID chips, don't go far enough with it. Because
no, they don't. Okay. I guess.
Yeah, it's all of it's just nuts. I mean, the simple solution to terrorism is you just generally keep your eyes open whenever you are letting people in or out and what have you. Yeah, there's going to be that one guy that's going to be blended in really well, but if you actually have an intelligence network that does its job...
Well, I mean, fucking hell, you can sneak pretty much any sort of firearm or melee device onto a plane if you're witty enough.
Oh, yeah.
Like that one motherfucker who printed out a fucking gun and boarded a plane, and he was a reporter, and then took fucking pictures of it, I think, in the terminal? Or maybe it was in the bathroom or something.
I think it was the bathroom. Yeah, he had a 3D printed handgun of some kind, I think.
Yeah, he sure did.
Those are ever more common. People over in California get busted left and right for literally making 3D printed M4s and AK-47s.
As shit as they probably will function, they'll still function for a few rounds.
Pretty much.
So,
I don't know why you'd want to basically make a whole gun, or at least the base parts of it, out of 3D printer material, but okay, George.
Yeah, really. You at least need to have some steel slide components and extractors and a guide rod. Well, you don't necessarily need steel guide rods, but it's nice.
It makes accuracy
all of the
essentials. Better.
Yeah. But, I mean, they'd be interesting to have. I'm sure they're expensive out the ass, but if you're living in California, you've probably got a fair chunk of change. Hopefully left over from your $1,000 rent for a basic economy apartment.
Oh, yeah.
I have some extended family that just moved here from there. I'm in Kentucky, by the way.
Fun.
So, and just basic living is fucking ridiculous.
That expensive, huh?
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
And that's why I like where we live. The rent is cheap around here because it's generally a middle class, lower income area, and it's not too bad. We've got like
you mean the normal?
Oh, no,
that's pretty much the normal.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's pretty much the normal across the U.S. from what I understand. Unless you're in some sort of gated community, you're generally middle or lower class.
Ouch. Well, let's hope the economy boom keeps going.
Boom?
Yeah. Well,
we're pretty much just stabilizing at the moment.
Oh, thank God. We finally got there. Holy crap, took us long enough.
Well, stabilizing is a slow process, so...
Yeah, sadly. It takes a lot to pump brain cells into a system. It's easy as hell to lose them, though.
Well, I mean, with free trade deals like we've got going on now, as nice as it is to get shit from China for fucking nothing, a working, stable economy would be nice. And the shipping out of jobs to overseas countries like China and
that's the
Thailand,
one thing I'm happy for is we're taking a harder stance on that now with Trump. Is he's actually like, okay, how can we generally just try and keep as many jobs here as we can and rebuild our general infrastructure?
Not really. Trump actually supports NAFTA now that it's been revised a little bit, which is the North American
basically
Free Trade Act.
Screw job.
Essentially.
Wow, he was originally going to repeal that. I'll have to look at what the revision was because I heard that he was going to revise it. I didn't know that he actually went through with that.
Well, he hasn't. It hasn't been signed into law yet, as far as I'm aware. But
all right, so it's still on the table, so that's good. So if we keep putting pressure, then hopefully we can either get rid of it or get something better. Because
I mean, Trump's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants, no matter the case.
He seems open to some opinion, if you at least, because the one person who can get through to him is Roger Stone. I mean, if you can get that guy some mail, he finds some way how to get past Trump's ego and go, hey, dude, this is a bad idea. Read the letters. And he reads them and goes, okay, maybe it's a bad idea.
Well, it's really not his ego, I don't think. More so, it's probably the fact that he's essentially playing puppet to a bunch of the people he's working with. Like, even if you look at his statements, just daily, on his Twitter or in some of his press meetings, you'll see extremely close comparative information from that day's fucking edition of Fox News. So...
Well, I know nowadays really going off teleprompter. That's the one thing I've noticed. As far as Twitter, I thought that whole site was cancerous. I just didn't even bother with it.
Well, actually, I use Twitter, and I managed to scrounge up a good bit of conversation here and there.
Holy crap, you dodged the cancer.
Well, I do step into the shitposting world, so I embrace the cancer. Just not that kind of cancer.
I got a good chunk of that with my Kekistan buddies. That's the one fun thing I like doing is just all the swash plate things.
Yeah.
It's comical as hell. And then the one guy comes in, identify as a main battle tank. I'm like, all right, sweet, we got the whole...
God damn it. I sexually identify as Leman Russ.
Pretty much.
I fucking love that meme. That's actually my fucking Steam profile's description.
Oh, that's funny as hell.
It's the entire copy paste of the fucking Warhammer 40k version.
I actually recently got into that because of the memes and because one guy did a review on Warhammer and went, hey, maybe this is good. And I tried it and I was like, oh, I love it.
Dude, Warhammer's fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah. I like
Warhammer and Warhammer 40k. I really, really like 40K because I'm a sci-fi nerd, but I also enjoy the high fantasy setting of Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah, I played a little bit of the fantasy one for the Xbox, and that was fun. Although the Warhammer 40K universe, oh, that's fun stuff. Very masculine, very metal, very just mauled and all.
Well, I mean, it can be depending on what sort of race you're playing as. You can go all strategic and sort of more thoughtful and less let's just run in there and blitzkrieg everything.
Yeah.
If you're playing something like Wood Elves or some of the more fanciful factions, like it would seem Britannia is. I'm not too well informed about the fantasy lore, but I have played a good bit of the latest Warhammer. Huh?
I know a little bit about it because I've played some of it. I've played the regular Warhammer one. I just started Dark Crusade, and I played the Winter Contingency or Winter something or other. And I'm getting a little bit acquainted with the different factions.
Yeah. I've only been playing the Warhammer or Total War Warhammer.
Oh, that one's fun. You just run around like a juggernaut, just completely just ripping people to shreds.
It's actually a real-time strategy.
Oh, crap, I'm mistaking that for Space Marine then. Whoops.
Yeah, that's Warhammer 40K, not fantasy. Yeah. If you hear the term Space Marine, that's 40K, not fantasy. Fantasy is classic medieval, like Dungeons and Dragons shit, but, you know.
That one I've only played a very little bit of. The 40K universe is the one I mostly got into, because that one I was like, ooh, blood, gore, and metal.
Yeah, I fucking love 40K. Actually, if you want to watch a really good YouTuber about it, let me just go ahead here and plug One Mind Syndicate.
Ooh.
Not sponsored. I'm not getting money from them, but hey, if you fucking guys want to shovel some cash my way, I'm all good. Throw me some Patreon. PayPal.
Hey, money's good. I mean, shoot.
Shameless self-plug.
Gotta work, and hey, we're working here.
Yeah. But One Mind Syndicate does a lot of readings of some people are kind of miffed about the fact they do the Wikipedia, but they also do a lot of codex readings, like from the actual books. So you learn a lot of lore just from their 40 facts on whatever fucking video with Gershwin or One Mind Syndicate.
Interesting.
Or Sound Alchemist.
I'll probably take a look into that just out of blatant curiosity.
Oh yeah, you'll absolutely love it. If you like the top 10 video format, you'll probably really enjoy that.
Yeah,
because they actually
bits of information.
Yeah. There's no question, generally speaking, as to whether or not it's bullshit or not, like a lot of the top 10s tend to be, because, you know, they don't actually know what they're talking about.
Top 10 moments I really kicked myself in the balls.
Top 10 most important moments in history, and it's all just some recent history bullshit.
Yeah. Pretty much. God, I love the stupid.
Well, I mean, it's YouTube. You gotta play the game sometimes. I like to keep myself pretty pure and untainted by the social experiment 420. Gotta watch this clickbait bullshit.
Yeah. What I decided to do is I just decided to go all lawyer on it, and with all my videos, I decided to put a long disclaimer. Very long.
Yeah, I just have a little bit of an image that I put in front of mine for the fair use bit.
I basically dumped everything into the description. What I basically said is, okay, there's fair use, there's the stuff we made, and then there's you accountable for you, and here's an infinite amount of lawyer speak to tell you how stupid you are. to try and shut us down or lawyer us for reasons.
Meh.
Yeah.
I'm not really all that concerned if they want to like demonetize my video or anything. If they're trying to like claim some music that I use, which I only use royalty-free music because I'm cheap, broke, and I'm smart enough not to get myself fucking sued or lose all of my sparse monetization.
That's good. At least you got some monetization and stuff. I mean, shoot, I haven't dumped any music into my videos yet because normally I'm just sitting there in front of a green screen on a 3D set. So I get
like
effects.
Well, fair enough, but
it works.
Yeah. I get maybe 4 cents like every 2 weeks. So
Yay!
They don't even send you a check until you get, I believe it's $100 in total, and I'm sure you only get a check after taxes. So, sorry?
Death and taxes.
So basically the only real income I'm getting from my work is Patreon, and, I don't really have that big of a viewer base. I appreciate the ones who do regularly watch my content. They really help out a fuck ton. But I'm not really getting anyone filtering over to Patreon.
That's a bummer. The one thing I'm hoping for is that Minds.com gets the whole monetization thing going.
Dude, fucking same. I'm not sure what the entire setup is about right now. They don't really explain it in the monetization page. But I'm curious.
Little I know, it's basically just like you're buying something off the net. Insert credit card information here.
Well, I've read an article in which it basically lays it out as, well, you can make cash offers to advertise on other people's channels, and they'll funnel you over some cash directly if you choose to make posts or sell some slots on your channel or what have you.
Channel slots, interesting.
Slots generally are interesting, I find.
Yeah, once I get my audio debacle figured out, I'll have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're coming in fairly clear. It's got a good bit of static. I'm sure you could fix that, though.
Yeah, hopefully. Because the normal thing that I do whenever I do my whole little Thought Criminal News Network thing, whatever you want to call it, is I go through a whole bunch of fancy audio settings and special effects. And, well, long story short, when I did it that way, little known fact, I killed my audio. And everyone was like, you sound terrible. Don't do that. And I was like, but what do I do?
Well, like you'll see in the finished video that I'll be posting, I really don't do much with my audio at all aside from clean it up.
Nice.
People generally tend to like my smooth, silky voice, it seems.
That's cool. Shoot, maybe I'll give that a shot. I'm just abandon a little pitch shifter altogether.
Yeah, I wouldn't really bother with it. I mean, unless you're going for a very particular sort of video. But for what you're doing, I don't think it's necessary or all that appreciated amongst the crowd.
Yeah, sadly. The artistic direction was something like guerrilla radio, and then when I wound up finishing it, everyone was like, dude, too much guerrilla with your radio.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be really appreciated if you were like in an actual like guerrilla pirate radio deal, like in an entirely oppressive country, like I don't know, North Korea or Vietnam or something like that, and you had the pitch shifter going because gotta hide your identity. But whenever you're just sitting here on YouTube, being a general normie who just so happens upon, hey, this guy looks pretty okay, let me have a look at his video, they'll probably like it more if you just leave your voice as is, with some cleaning up, of course.
Interesting. I'll probably give that a go after I get the next one out, because I was basically trying to go and leave it to a vote, and then that damn sickness came in, so hopefully get that video done.
Well,